In the beginning, there was nothing, only the void, an empty, vast darkness that consumed matter. But then sprouted a god, Notch. This god was the beginning and the end, the creator of all living things. He was the original player. He started by creating an entity. This entity was named Steve. He wandered aimlessly throughout the void with no purpose, no value, no meaning, so Notch gave him a leaf. Steve, confused by his new item, pondered for hours where to put it. So Notch had another idea. He gave Steve an inventory, a place to put all of his items, all his trophies of life. Steve, overjoyed with his new ability, started crafting. At the time, Steve was not a normal mortal, no. He was another god. He created many things. He made an invention, the tree. But alas, he had nowhere to store his new creation. But Notch, watching him, adored Steve. So Notch created an island. Steve searched for many years until he found it. He placed his little sapling and watched it grow, full of life and creation. The tree continued to grow. Eventually, its roots needed places to go, so it created more land, then deeper land. It reached an unbreakable material halfway to the void. It was called bedrock. The tree moved past this insignificant thing and flourished. It grew in life, and it shone brighter and brighter with each passing day. Steve wanted to create something to live in, so he made another entity, and then another. Then he made tens of thousands of creatures of life, squids, cows, pigs, and more. Each creature brought a new dimension to the world, filling it with color, sound, and movement. The squids glided gracefully through the waters, the cows grazed peacefully in the fields, and the pigs roamed freely through the forests. Steve watched with pride as his creations brought the world to life. But then he made a mistake. While trying to create a similar clone to himself, he made his final entity, Entity 303. The entity was evil and cruel. It created zombies, skeletons, and spiders. It created lava and water that drowned and burned. It created pain and terror. Notch was infuriated. The specimen he made, his only companion Steve, had crossed the line. He banished Steve to mortality, forcing Entity 303 to be the only god for Notch to watch. The Entity 303, smiling upon his new power, punished Steve. He would kill Steve mercilessly through his monsters, and then revive Steve again so he could relive his pain. Each death was more gruesome than the last, each resurrection more torturous. Despite his suffering, Steve did not lose hope. With each resurrection, he learned more about the world around him. He gathered resources, built shelters, and created tools to defend himself against Entity 303's relentless attacks. He discovered that while Entity 303 could destroy, he could create. And so he crafted weapons and armor, slowly gaining the strength to fight back. Years passed, and Steve's determination grew stronger. He forged alliances with the creatures he once created, squids, cows, pigs, and more, all joining him in his fight against Entity 303. Together, they built fortresses and devised strategies to protect their world from the dark forces. Steve traveled to the farthest reaches of the land, seeking out rare materials and hidden knowledge. He explored deep caverns filled with precious minerals and fought off hordes of monsters in the darkest depths. In the dense jungles, he discovered ancient temples filled with traps and treasures. In the icy tundras, he braved freezing temperatures and treacherous terrain to uncover hidden secrets. During his journeys, Steve met other survivors, beings who had also been affected by Entity 303's reign of terror. They shared their stories and their skills, forming a coalition of resistance against the darkness. Each new friend brought unique talents to the group, from skilled archers to expert miners, from cunning strategists to brave warriors.